All right, let's get into this NFL rundown. Let's preview Week 6 and give our picks for Week 7 with betting odds today. Let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Check out our NFL Talk playlist for more videos like this. Let's get into Week 6. We had the Texans losing to the Tennessee Titans in the most exciting game. I think this past weekend, you're talking about being competitive. Ryan Tannehill is probably an MVP candidate. Just shows you how you can take a guy out of a bad situation, put him in a respectable situation, and he can flourish. It's just not all about Derrick Henry no more. He actually can throw the ball when Derrick Henry don't have good games. And when Derrick Henry has 212-yard games for 22 carries and 2 touchdowns, rushing, you have a situation where you have Tannehill who can have a monster game, which he threw for 364 yards, only even had 9 incompletions, 30 for 41, 4 TDs, did throw 1 interception. Derrick Henry also had 2 catches, 52 yards, and it's an offense that's really coming hot. You know, if they can get something out of Corey Davis, or if they can get guys like a guy like AJ Green, Julio Jones, or Kenny Galladay, who all may be on the trading block, I think Tennessee might be a Super Bowl candidate. Deshaun Watson played well. 28 for 37. He only had 9 incompletions, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Had a quarterback rating of 138.9, better than Tannehill. Threw for 335. Just don't really have the support. Will Fuller, 6 catches, 123, 1 TD. J.J. Watt, I heard he on the trading block as well too, and it's sad because Houston Texans got the highest payroll, but they lack young talent. Then you had another exciting game, which the Bengals went up they went up by like 20-0, like 14-0, even more than that, and the Colts came back to win 31-27. Joe Burrow didn't throw a touchdown. Phillip Rivers threw 3 touchdowns. Was a competitive game, but long story short, the Bengals just got to learn how to win. And right now, they don't have enough offensive line help and running game help, because of the line, and enough defensive help to keep Burrows running. But they do have 1 win, 1 draw, and 4 losses. Indianapolis improves to 4-2, 3-0 at home. They have 2 losses coming on the road. So Falcons and Vikings, Matt Ryan, he might be on the trading block as well. And Julio, he really had a good game, 30 for 41, 371, 4 TDs. Gurley didn't give you much, but Justin Jefferson, probably the best rookie receiver so far. 9 catches, 166, 2 touchdowns. Those came basically when the game was out of reach. Atlanta scored 10 points in 4 quarters. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you don't see that a lot, 10, 10, and 10. Vikings scored 7 points in the third quarter and 16 points in garbage time. And Julio actually found the end zone 2 times this game. So, you don't see that a lot. He was 8 catches, 137. I think he just came off injury, 2 TDs. Calvin Ridley, he played an okay game, 6 catches, 61 yards, 1 TDs, and Atlanta could be a hot team coming down the stretch. But like I said before, they played Kirk Cousins. They paid Kirk Cousins, and he not that good. Nobody want to hear me. They paid him, and he didn't deserve the payday that he got at all. But let's move on. Broncos versus Patriots, that surprised me, but not really. I should have thought about it because the Patriots, didn't really have a lot of practice, and the Broncos just did their thing. It really wasn't much to talk about here. Phillip Lindsay carried the ball for 23 times, one-on-one. Just a bad game from New England. I think they'll bounce back. But Drew Lock didn't play well at all, coming back from injury. Washington versus the Giants. We got a lot of games right this week. The only games I got wrong this week, and I kind of kept track because I played the FanDuel Pick'em game. I got the Broncos and Patriots wrong. And I think I got the Rams and 49ers game. Them the only games I got wrong this week. That's crazy. Washington Giants, nothing much to talk about. Toilet bowl game. Giants win by a field goal. The Ravens and Eagles, it was, the Ravens jumped out, 17-0. And then, pretty much the Eagles scored, 22 points in the fourth quarter. Carson Wentz not a bad quarterback at all. He just don't have a lot of help. Fulgham had another good game, 6 catches, 75 yards, 1 TD. Miles Sanders had 9 carries, 118. He had 1 big carry, and they're not a bad football team. The Eagles they just need some more help. They need to be in the trade market, but Carson Wentz kind of outplayed, through the air. He outplayed Lamar Jackson. He threw for 218, 21 for 40. He didn't throw an interception, 2 TDs. Lamar threw 16 for 27. Another guy with he had 11 incompletions, 186, 1 TD. He had 9 carries on the yard, 108. So in the TD, that's where he made his mark. But the Eagles just need get their receivers healthy. And if that happens, I think they're going to be a dangerous football team. Let's kind of move on. Browns and Steelers, as I predicted, a shellacking. Not much to talk about here. They just killed them. Baker Mayfield got pulled. They scored 1 touchdown. The Steelers is probably the best football team in football in the NFL. Ben is playing solid. Defense is really good. They lost Devin Bush to ACL injury, so that might hurt the defense a little bit. But Minkah Fitzpatrick is on another level. Once again, another Dolphin. You put him in a good organization, and he balling. Bears and the Panthers. The Bears won. I think the Bears they might have been road underdogs in this one, if my memory serves me correctly. They beat the Panthers. Teddy threw 2 interceptions. Not much to talk about. Panthers not a good football team, but they 500. Bears advanced to 5-1. I think they're a solid football team. I think they need to get better in their run stopping game and running the ball. But that's eventually going to be why the Bears, not that good. You got the Lions and the Jaguars. I watched that game. Jaguars is a bad football team with a lot of injuries. They got like 16 or 17 rookies on their active roster. Lions win 34-16. That wasn't hard to see. Jets got blew out by Fitzpatrick and the Dolphins. Fitzpatrick threw 3 TDs, 18 for 27, 191. Myles Gaskin ran for 18 carries, 91 yards. And now we got Tua starting. I think they got a bye this week. Tua starting against Aaron Donald and the Bears. Packers and Buccaneers. I called this one. The Packers was a 2.5 home road favorites. I knew it was going to be a blowout. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers hadn't played anybody to this point, and Brady and the Buccaneers is just a hell of a football team. The defense is really good, and Brady just got to be able to make the throws when they get healthy. The Bucs not a bad football team. I think a short week for a veteran quarterback, just wasn't good. I think they're a better team than the Bears. Also know Chris Godwin. But in this game, Chris Godwin played. They had a hell of a game. Gronkowski came alive, scored a touchdown, 5 receptions, 78 yards. Ronald Jones, the second, has really come on in his rookie season. 23 carries, 113, 2 touchdowns. With Leonard Fournette injured, I don't think there's no reason to even, start Leonard Fournette over him. The Rams and the 49ers. I watched a lot of this game. And the 49ers look good. Jimmy Garoppolo played a better game, 23 for 33, 268, 3 touchdowns. Not high on the Rams this year. They lost a lot of talent. 49ers, they go to 3-3. They 1-3 at home. Still not scared of them. I think Raheem Mostert got injured. But if he stayed healthy, they would be a problem. But in that game, George Kittle's had 109, 7 carries, 1 touchdown. The Rams is not a good football team. Straight up and down. They just, they okay. 4-2. They're probably the worst 4-2 football team in the league. Chiefs and Bills, Monday Night Football. Early game, what it boiled down to was Mahomes he made the winning plays, and Josh Allen couldn't make the winning plays, and he threw two TDs, both going to Travis Kelce. The Bills couldn't stop the run, and Clyde Edwards here, he ran for 161, 26 carries, and it was a rainy game, which made it competitive for the Bills. The Bills just not ready to be on that level, but Chiefs win 26-17. Then we had the big blowout in Dallas. Okay, I'll take my Texas hat off, and old Jerry Jones is going to have to play Dak Prescott. 38-10. Wasn't much to talk about. Andy Dalton threw for more yards than Kyler Murray, but a lot of those was garbage time throws. He threw a TD to Amari Cooper in garbage time, threw two interceptions. Kyler Murray was only 9 for 24, 188, 2 TDs. Neither one of these football teams are elite. Ain't really much to talk about there. Okay football teams, but the Cardinals is an okay football team. I think next year they make that jump, but I think eventually they got to get rid of Cliff Kingsbury because that air raid offense is not going to work in the NFL without running the ball and having Kyler Murray get under center. But let's go to week 7 and talk about the Eagles actually have football fans in attendance last Sunday, so you got tickets as low as $182. But the Giants are at Lincoln Financial Stadium in Philadelphia tomorrow night. Unless some COVID things scare. The Birds are 4.5 favorites. Over and under 45. Give me the under and give me the Eagles to cover that game. Not much to talk about. The Lions and the Falcons. The Falcons are 2.5 home favorites. 55 over and under. Give me the over. The Falcons cover. The Lions just don't have enough firepower and a good defense state. With a healthy Julio and Calvin Ridley, that's not a hard pick at all. Even though the Falcons got a worse record and they haven't got a home win yet, so that's kind of strange a little bit. We also got the Browns and the Bengals. Um, the Browns are three points favorites, over and under 50. Depending on what the weather. If the weather look okay, I can see it can go over. I think it went over 50 the first time. Give me the Browns. I mean, even if Case Keenum play, the Bengals at home this time. They already played once. I take the Browns. Just a better football team. But the Bengals are getting better. But I like the Browns to cover. I like the over if the weather is okay. And the weather is tracked to be 67 degrees. Steelers and Titans, it might be the football game of the year, in my opinion. So far, or it was definitely the week. You got 5-0 Steelers. They only have one road win. Only run road games, so they have 1-0 on the road. They ain't lost. Titans had 3 home games already, 5-0 at home. They favored by 1, 50.5 points. This is a really good football game. We could be wrong here. Usually favor the home team, but you know what? Tannehill, I don't think he played a defense like Pittsburgh. I take Pittsburgh to win the money line, the Pittsburgh with the points. And if the over and under are 50.5, that means they both got to hit at least around 25 points. The over and under is something I stay away from in this game. It's supposed to be 82 degrees in Tennessee, 1 o'clock game. Give me the over in this game. Give me the over, but I wouldn't take my advice here. You got the Panthers going to the New Orleans Saints. Panthers 7.5 point favorites, 51 points. I believe Michael Thomas will be back. 7.5 seem to be much there. But, I think that's a bet I stay away from. The over and under definitely be over 51. But, yeah, I kind of, they selling tickets there $64 as well. And also the Titans game tickets start at $202. But I'll take the Saints to win and cover. But that's one of the bets. 7.5 is just too much, even with them at home. I think that's the first time they have fans there, too. So they have like 3,000 fans at the Superdome. Bills and Jets. The Bills are 13-point favorites. 45-point over and under. Seeing that the Jets might not score no points, I say under. Give me Buffalo to cover the 13, but I stay away from that. 13 seems to be a little bit steep, but they should cover. Cowboys, and that weather is going to be 57 degrees at East Rutherford and MetLife Stadium. Also, you got another 1 o'clock game. The Cowboys taking on the Washington football team. Right now, there is no betting line on this game. Because you know what? There's no betting line on this game. But I guess they're selling tickets there $206 to start off at FedEx Field for the Washington football team. They won one game, 1-2. They lost last week to the Giants. The Giants is a solid football team. You can't call this an upset at all. But give me the Washington football team beating the Dallas Cowboys this week as well, too. Give me the football team to cover. To win. There's no line right now. Packers and Texans. Packers going down south. Packers favored by 3.5, over and under 57. Definitely be over 57. I believe Green Bay will cover and win by way more than 3.5. Rodgers go up there and probably put up a 40 ball. So I like Rodgers going on the road to Houston and taking out some Texans. Easy money. Deshaun Watson going to put up some stuff as well, too, because the Green Bay defense not all that. Then we got the Seahawks and Cardinals here. Seahawks favored by 3.5. The Cardinals playing well. 56.5 over and under. I can see that going over. Give me the Seahawks. They historically struggle of recent with the Arizona Cardinals, but Arizona, they don't have Chandler Jones right now. So I like Russell Wilson to win, but they may not cover that 3.5. So I don't have Russell and them covering the 3.5. I think it'll be a competitive football game. Chiefs and Broncos. Let's talk about it. Love the Broncos in this game as well, too. No, I don't. Love the Chiefs in this game, I meant to say. I got the Chiefs winning this game easy. They favor by 9.5 at Broncos. I think the Chiefs cover that. But no, I'm not really confident on them covering that. 46 over and under. I see probably under that. The Broncos played a good defensive game last week versus a lethargic, non-practice Patriot team. But I can see Kansas City covering that. I think it's going to be under. It'll be under the 46. So I think Denver will play a solid game. 49ers at the Patriot land. This is a tough one right here. Patriots favored by 2, over and under 43.5. 4 o'clock game. Our second 4 o'clock game we talked about. Our third, Last week we only had 2 4 o'clock games. Seahawks, Cardinals, Chiefs, Broncos, 49ers, Patriots, and Jags, Chargers. Sheesh. Give me Belichick in a bounce back game. New England covered it too. Over and under 40. They're gonna cover that 43.5 for sure. They're gonna be over that. So give me the Patriots. I think they win by more than 2. Should be a good game. Close fight. Close game. Jaguars, Chargers. That's a solid game. Give me the Chargers. They should cover the 8. Over and under 49. It'll be over that. Buccaneers versus Raiders. Old Super Bowl. John Gruden was on the other side with the Bucs. The Bucs got a really good football team this year. They going to Las Vegas. First time in Vegas. I heard they wanted time in Vegas this offseason, but he chose to go to the Buccaneers. Buccaneers favored by 3. Raiders got a good home, got a good defense. They got a solid offense. Over and under 53. I think it'll be over 53. Tampa Bay covered 3. They win that game. Bears and Rams. Rams favored by 6. 44.5 points over and under. They cover that, I believe. Rams winning by 6. I got the Bears winning on the road. I trust the Bears more. Got the Bears, so I got the Bears beating. My upset of the week is the Bears on the road beating the Rams. They cover that 6 points. So that's just my opinion. I think the Bears go Monday night and beat the Rams. My thing here is with the Rams, I don't like their team at all. Ramsey seem to be overrated. Jared Goff is hella overrated. I think the Bears show up and win this game. I think not Trubisky. I think Nick Foles getting this bag and do a good job. So, my picks for the week. Tomorrow we got the Eagles and Giants. I know we all won't watch that game, but hey, check out our NFL playlist. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Also got a Facebook group. Check that out. That link's there as well too. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Also Cash App there as well too if you missed the name. Best way to donate is share the video. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Appreciate the love and support we got.